So, Rett syndrome is a rare developmental disorder. It is genetic and it is caused by a mutation of the MECP2 gene, and it is most commonly found in girls, but some boys do have Rett syndrome. And there are a variety of different symptoms that these kids are faced with due to this mutation of that gene. The mutation affects their ability to speak, eat, use of their hands, and even breathe easily for some of them.
It all started when she was around a year. She was starting to walk and then just completely quit walking. So it was about 18 months before she started walking again. She received two diagnoses. So she was first diagnosed. We knew she was probably autistic. We thought she was autistic right around the 18-month mark. And so she got the official autism diagnosis at about 3 years. And then we did genetic testing just last year, and so then that's when she found out she had Rett syndrome. So, an average day.
Good question.
Well, she wakes up about 7. Most of the time she's pretty sleepy. She doesn't want to get out of bed typically, so it's mornings are a little bit of a struggle. Not mad or crabby, just very tired. Gets up at 7, we eat breakfast, and then we kind of rush to get out the door to school. So if she's not in school, actually we're just kind of busy with all of our activities, so she just kind of runs around with us. And she does have speech a couple days a week, and so then those days we're rushing to speech. But after school, she comes home, she kind of crashes for an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending. And then we try to, after supper, we try to do some sort of physical activity with her, whether that's jumping on the trampoline or walking or, going for a walk or riding horses, whatever it is. So, well, she will always need care. She'll always be dependent. So I don't know what will happen, in the future if, she can kind of, I don't know, do something with some assistance, get some sort of a job with some, help. I don't know. But I know that she'll always be dependent. She'll always need some help. So, good days, she's really happy. Everything kind of goes smoothly. She laughs a lot. She's happy. Very smiley. The bad days, we never truly know what's wrong. She has her speech device, but she doesn't always use it. She's not always willing to use it, so we never know if it's a tummy ache or a headache or, maybe she's starting to get sick. We just don't know, so we just kind of try, everything to calm her down.
Most of all, to feed her.
Yeah, it seems like the go-to is to give her something to eat or drink. Whether that's the problem or not, it takes her mind off of it. So, and the bad days, it's a lot of times too, on these bad days, it's like she gets dizzy, and so she really needs help walking and just doing everything. It's like she can't even move because she's so dizzy. So I don't know if that makes sense or not. So it's a lot of, we sit and we cuddle and stuff like that. to get her through.
One of the most frustrating things that these kids with Rett experience is apraxia. So the technical term for apraxia is the inability to perform a motor function. And so what that looks like for these kids is they have the ability to do things, but their brain and their body is not allowing them to do it. And with Eden at school, we usually try and have her with her classmates as much as possible. So she starts off her day in her classroom. We have her, she uses her Dynavox eye gaze to communicate. So we usually have that set up at her desk. That way if she wants to chat with her friends, she can. Otherwise, she'll spend a lot of time walking around the room, but then she's still hearing that content while she's in there. And then throughout the day, we have either Miss Josie or myself. We're with her 100% of her day, and we just assist her with all things, feeding and navigating to and from classrooms and that sort of thing. And then also throughout the day, we will come down here to the resource room, and we have instructional sessions is what we call them. And during those instructional sessions, Eden will work with us, engaging with a story, and then we'll have her eye gaze set up, and we'll do what they call modeling. So we'll push certain buttons so she knows where certain buttons are. She goes to PE, music, lunch with her classmates. So she does have her eye gaze to communicate. We do have this, and that's that partner-assisted scan that I was talking about. So we can do yes, no, like, Eden, do you want to go outside, yes or no, and she can just look. So it's very common for girls with Rett syndrome to have this hand washing symptom, and so you'll see her moving her hands quite a bit, and when she is upset, the hand washing will change to a certain way, and so you can gauge kind of what her mood is based on how her hand washing changes as well. We have, so for example, like if she is trying to use a pencil or a paintbrush at art class, we have these, they're kind of like a strap, so there's holes on both ends, and then the strap goes, you put it in this hole, and then it goes over her hand, and then you put the other hole here, and that way she's able to have that more control of that as she's trying to do that. A lot of those activities we will help her though. We call it hand over hand to help her do those things. Yeah, so her class, they love her. They are so helpful with her, and they're always trying to engage with her. And it's not just her class. Like if you come on a school day and she's walking down the hall, you hear almost every kid that passes her, they're saying, "Hi, Eden," and they try and give her hugs. So the kids here at the elementary have really embraced having her here, and they just love having her. And then like as far as, like PE and music, usually Josie is with her during those times, and she just tries to adapt whatever they're doing so that Eden's able to participate in that as well. And the teachers do a great job too of including her. So just between, the 2 adults or 3 adults that are in the room, we just try and include her as best as possible.
My advice would be to get as much help as early as possible. Never stop researching everything. Don't just take the doctor's word for it. Research, and then do some more research. Just getting as much help as possible, as early as possible, makes life a lot easier.